Go for it.
Make him nervous.
Don't be nervous. You can say anything that you want. We can cut all the parts you want out of it.
Well, for you, what I would say. Now let me ask you this thing: are we rolling?
Oh yeah, we're rolling. Yeah, but don't worry.
Hold on now.
Just look at it and be like, "Hey, what's up?
Hey, Alex, how you doing?
How's it going?"
Going well. You having a good high tech?
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. So I understand that you're coming in here to look at Corso Select, right? It is our brand new platform that we just introduced. It is a platform to elevate your hospitality to the next level. So depending on whether you have a solo independent property all the way up to franchise properties along the way, this system is going to go ahead and elevate your hospitality to the next level, whether it's from the accounting perspective, the finance perspective, the operations, and then also the financial reporting side of things. So we're going to take you from top to bottom on Corso Select and how this program really flows through on a day-to-day basis, whether it's a day-to-day user or also a corporate user along the way. So we'll take you through some PMS extraction points, integration pieces, then go through the accounting side, and then more so for your day-to-day. Like if your general manager is going to go ahead and enter an AP invoice, make payments out of the system. So we can go ahead and go through all those different steps. If you have any questions along the way, please feel free to stop me. I love doing this. And so this here is going to be the daily report. So we talked about right off the bat, how do you want to see your daily revenue streams, right? Your credit card batches, statistics along the way. If we have any out of order rooms, how is that affecting our portfolio in that specific property overall? So what's going to happen here is that the daily report is going to be done through a mapping process. So you're in complete control of this system. So you're telling from as far as from the PMS side of things, hey, this transient revenue line is going to equal this transient revenue line within our Corso Select daily report. So your night audit, once that process is completed, that information is going to flow directly here, and then you, your GM, your AGM, all the folks at the property are going to be able to see this for your specific property at that time. And as we scroll down here, you'll see that there are different areas, criteria points, reference points along the way, going off of your different revenue streams. Again, taxes, room statistics. So all that good information is captured here. Now, when it comes to the accounting side of things, we understand that it can be a little tedious. It can be very time consuming. And what we've done is built a program that's going to automate a lot of the accounting for you. So for example, when you roll over this daily report, it's going to create an automated journal entry for you within the general ledger. So what does that look like? Well, within this general ledger, it's going to have a list of all of our daily report rollovers. So we've committed our night audit data. We're going to roll it here into the general ledger. And again, this is going to create the journal entry on your behalf. So it's going to go ahead and break down the debits and the credits for you ahead of time. And again, just like your PMS mapping, that's how this journal entry really works. And if you want to attach your night audit report to this, you definitely can. So you can access that day's data at any given time. So that document imaging feel, making sure that you're not having stacks and stacks of paper stuck at your office or at your property, cluttering that GM's desk, right? Now, along the way as well, accounts payable. This is something that is been technologically advanced within Corso Select, because what we're going to do here is save time for your property, whether you're getting 1 invoice a day or 30 invoices a day, because this is built with an OCR technology, or that optical character reader. So if you do have an invoice, let's say that's emailed to your GM, for example, or maybe it's mailed to the property, what this system can do is you save it as a PDF, and it's going to read the contents of that invoice. And how that works is that we click on new, and then up here in the top right, this is that drag and drop, that OCR. And what it's going to do is read this important content data here at the top, like your invoice number, your due date, and then also your line item descriptions. Now the beautiful thing about this AP module is that it's going to go ahead and do the coding for you. So you don't have to have that accounting background, because you're essentially telling the system how you want this invoice coded. It learns off of you, so when you do the invoice again in the future, it's going to populate it for you. So that way you can have your night auditor. We understand sometimes at night there might not be much for them to do, so then we can do this invoicing for them. Now, that's how it comes to invoicing. How do we get those invoices paid? Well, it's a great question because there are a few options when it comes to payment methods within Corso Select. The first is going to be based off, of course, the printing of the check, right? That's probably the most common payment method that we see today. You have your blank check stock, you have your Micker ink, you have your printer, whether it's at the properties or a corporate office, you come through, select your invoices, and we spit out the checks there for you. Now, the other piece of the pie is going to be your manual payment method. This is if we're paying anything with an ACH, maybe we got that company credit card, we want to get those points along the way. So this is how we're just going to process that payment in here. Think of the manual payment method as a recording of the payment, so that way you can hit the financials. And then the best payment method, in my opinion, is going to be this ePay. And the reason I say it is the best because there's a few things that go into ePay. So with ePay, basically think of it as your digital payment platform. You select ePay, you go through your invoices that you select that you want to pay, and then on the back end, what this ePay is going to do is reach out to your vendors and your suppliers, see exactly how they want to receive payment, whether it is a physical check, VCC, or a virtual credit card, and then also an ACH. And along that way, where fraud protection kicks in is going to be based off of that printed check or that virtual credit card, because it's going to use a one-time 16-digit code.
What are you looking at?
Now, when you're also printing checks, it's going to use a different banking account system as well. So that's where fraud protection kicks in, because it's going to go ahead and use a different routing and account number. Now, it's still going to be linked to your account as far as for your bank reconciliation purposes, but it's going to save you the fraud protection because your actual banking information is not going to be on those checks.
Oh, that's excellent.
Now, once we have all those payments in, what it's going to turn into is your bank reconciliation. I know, like John and I, we spend a lot of time talking to folks that potentially spend hours and hours trying to do the bank reconciliation. So Corso Select is built in with a bank connectivity side of things. So that way, what we can do here within the system is we can go ahead and tell Corso Select, hey, connect with the bank account. What we're gonna do is go ahead and clear out these items on the user's behalf or the property's behalf. So when you're rolling over your daily report through that PMS integration side of things, the cash deposits, your credit card batches, all that information's flowing directly here, your payments along the way. Now, when we want to use that bank connectivity piece, there's a reconcile button in the bottom right. We use that link to use the bank account, and then we clear out these items for you within the system. So we're saving time, right? We have the PMS integration, we have the